Listen. So I've gotten a bunch of requests to do this 8-episode Netflix series from Mexico called Control Z about a high school full of college kids whose secrets get completely exposed. If you haven't seen Assassination Nation or Euphoria, then I highly recommend those and how they tackle adolescent technology. But this one's a decent whodunit as they spend the entire season looking for the hacker. And it's also on Netflix, who's finally embracing the idea of texting and social media. Unlike their other shows where they write out the phones for convenience, but still want to bank on their anxiety. Let me explain. So the series follows several students hiding more secrets than WikiLeaks. You got the rich kids who are either cheating, dealing, or addicted to drugs. Some are even bullying gay teens while addicted to gay porn themselves.
Que no soy gay, no mames.
Okay.
No mames.
Okay, está bien.
Pretty much everyone's never been happier to have their phones at 1%. Once a hacker starts revealing their secrets, our main character is the antisocial Sofía, who is social with everyone. She's got these psych-like abilities to observe everything, so she's practically tasked to hunt down the hacker who is exposing everyone. Her backstory makes Hannah Baker sound like a PBS story, though, as we realize that her father burned in a fire and died, leaving behind a ridiculous amount of debt. At some point, she ended up in a rehab center because of her attempted suicide. On top of that, her mom's dating the head honcho of the school, who wants to make her his vice, even though she's not ready. So Sofía's main escape are these little secret book club meetings that she's doing with someone who seems to be her sugar daddy, who then turns out to just be her daddy.
El año pasado abusaron de una chica de segundo año.
No, señora, por favor. Fueron rumores, nada más no se comprobó nada. Prosigue, Natalia.
Yeah, Netflix really hates school administrators. Pablo and Isabela are the first couple to get exposed after it's revealed that Isabela had a sex change.
Oye, Isa, yo soy súper open, pero creo que sí ya deberías empezar a usar otro baño, ¿no?
Then you wait. Pablo calls her out for not being a real woman and leaves her, only to find out he ain't a real man when he leaves his side chick too because she's preggo. Luckily, Maria's sister is Natalia, who runs one of the school's groups, but is on the verge of getting replaced since they found out that she's been skimping money off the top, so she just starts pushing real product instead. What a Carla. Other students with secrets include Alex, who's dating the science teacher, Rosita, Rosita don't really have anything. She's just the best one.
Gerardo, no mames, Gerardo. No, perdón, Rosita, no es personal. Pero es que si te ven aquí van a pensar que cualquiera se puede sentar con nosotros y no.
Uy, qué hueva.
Sí, qué hueva. Rosita, neta.
Jerry with a G is a bag full of douche left out in 98-degree humidity. They had the music from Clockwork Orange playing over this guy's scenes because he's always bullying the crap out of this kid named Luis, and they go all out on their TVMA rating. Like, they spent more screen time punching this kid in the face than they do their own credits. Like, I needed a skip intro button for the amount of times they terrorize this boy into having boogers coming out of his mouth. Like, to think there was no Blair Witch, it was just this big. Ironically, his secret is that he streamed about 3 terabytes of gay porn, which is fine if he wasn't such a hypocrite. On the other hand, Luis is just a simple kid who likes to draw. At one point he even lies about being the hacker so that things can just stop, and instead ends up in a coma because of Jerry. I mean, like, all these phones and nobody does a damn thing? Considering that both Luis and Jerry's secrets are out, I'm guessing they're gonna try to make him like a really, really repressed dude who, instead of facing his inner self, decided to lash out on the guy he had feelings for. But there's a difference between hitting on someone and straight up hitting someone. This man pulled a full-fledged terrorist attack and the crowd just parted the sea for him like he was Moses. Hell, dude even had an event page with reminders set on for this beating. The show pretends to be in the mind of Sofía, but it does cheat and give insights to some of the other characters whenever it's convenient for the audience, so maybe they're just saving his side of the story for season 2 and are gonna try to Bryce Walker him, while Luis can't. Believe it or not, that scene where they snatch his phone in the hospital is legally possible. Some court cases in the US do make it illegal to take someone's phone using Face ID, but Touch ID is supposedly fine. We then meet these two who are fighting over the main character, waiting for Sophie to make her choice. Javier is a new student and son of a famous soccer player who gets partnered with Sofía in one of their classes, and they start hitting it off. Problem is, his secret comes from his previous school, where an incident caused him to transfer, and everyone starts to think that he was a bully who, during their soccer team's hazing of a new player, caused him to jump to his death. That said, considering how he reacted to Sofía taking a leap up on top, I'm assuming he was just trying to help the kid, but then got everything pinned on him, which is exactly what Raúl tries to do, because he's the actual hacker. Raúl is the other love interest who actually schemed the whole thing so that Sofía would start her investigation and be there.
Greatest detective in the world.
He be-rabbited himself from the start, exposing his father's secrets to, 1, get rid of that man, and then 2, misdirect everybody. He then starts reenacting the box, putting an ultimatum on all of his peers so that they either have to choose to leak their secrets or somebody else's.
Sería mucho más fácil si todos dijéramos la verdad. Si no tuviéramos secretos, en vez de engañar a la gente que quieres.
And no incognito ain't saving you. Of course, nobody realizes the vicious cycle they're creating, and it just proves the point that everyone is only concerned about protecting themselves and would turn on their closest friends in a minute to not get exposed. There's been several movies that have covered this new era of social media, which at one point, Tyler may have been right, just close your phone, but not anymore. Like, your online presence does affect your job, your scholarship, even us. So every time that we go to apply to something for a film festival, they're asking us for the socials. Hell, the first thing most people do nowadays after meeting you is stalk your profile to get an idea of who you are. I don't think people realize that the next big war is going to be a digital one, with big companies already prioritizing your data to monetize and kind of extend control over you. But hey, keep taking them BuzzFeed quizzes that ask all the security questions that you're straight up giving them. Pretty much, Raúl has a huge crush on Sofía and hated how all of his cool kid friends were making fun of her all the time, and he felt that she deserved more respect. So he stalked her after school in order to get to know her personal life. Now, while he is the Polo in the series, I think he has a more interesting first season. I really do think he cares for Sofía, even though it comes off creepy. And the fact that he comes from a family who's embezzled millions and then decided to run away, practically orphaning their son without telling him, it's no wonder he started hacking. And my boy gets in.
Yo le advertí que esto iba a pasar y ahora es mi culpa.
¿Cómo?
Le dije que cualquiera que se metiera al wifi del colegio podía estar expuesto. Pero claro, ese tacaño no quiso invertir en los programas de seguridad y ahora va a decir que fui yo.
Tech Advice 101. Don't hop on random Wi-Fi networks at concerts, outings, or even coffee shops. It is the easiest way to dupe you out of your info just because you wanted to get a connection. We realize that Raúl is the one with the digital ghost face mask under his bed, and he has used Bruno, the IT guy, as his minion to get the info he needed. Unbeknownst to him, he then sets everything up to look like it was Javier who did it. He calls 12 on his own parents. Boy pulls up on the principal since he caught him cheating more than his students, but then forgets that Sofía is Sherlock, and Junior slips up on his phrases.
Además hizo todo esto para estar más cerca de mí.
Escúchame, Sofía. Yo soy el hacker.
That shouldn't come as a surprise.
They pull a Coco on this man and project his confession for everyone to see at the dance, which I don't know how y'all can hear the music from up there, but you couldn't hear the echo of your own evil speech. Or how did this boy record from a football field away? Football field away? Luis ends up dying in the hospital, making Jerry a murderer, but you actually start to see the guilt weigh on him throughout the season as the remorse starts to... Nah, bruh, he really committed 2 homicides in one season. Once again, we have all of these phones throughout the entire series, and no one calls an ambulance as Javier bleeds out. They're more worried about their secrets, which at this point have been completely released, and start to all go crazy on each other, making things worse, not realizing that you can't press Control Z in life. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm curious to know your thoughts about it, especially with the themes dealing with privacy and security and all that stuff. Looking back at some of the cast and stuff, it's interesting to see how many of them were involved in Gossip Girl, which is kind of ironic considering what's going on in here. Obviously, they got the reboot coming out for HBO Max, but I had no idea there was an Acapulco version. On top of that, it was interesting to hear that they didn't put them in uniforms for the show, so people didn't see this as being like elite. And I guess cast a Payless Mexican so people can see it in America. I am curious with season 2 being confirmed how they're gonna deal with the guy who originally blackmailed Raúl, since the only reason he became a hacker was because he saw someone kind of hack him. I wonder if they're gonna explain the Jerry situation and how he had a crush on Luis. If Javier is dead, then it's probably gonna become like a procedural, which is something we've seen with 13 Reasons Why, hell with Elite. So it probably is gonna be the way that they're gonna go, but that would just mean more secrets are gonna to be exposed if they take it to court. So it's going to be interesting, Who knows? They may pull a Blumhouse and cancel out everyone's dirt and go their own way like it's The Purge, since all secrets are out. Nobody really embraces their lies anyway, or their mistakes. Barely anyone got consequences, so we'll see. I don't fully love the show, but I did find it interesting, and I am curious to see where season 2 goes. So I am curious to hear any ideas or theories that you guys may have, who your favorite characters were, all that stuff, or any shows that you would recommend. Other than that, let me know your thoughts down below, and until next time, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and change your passwords.